So here's probably the worst take on the Palestine situation from a pretend progressive, and of course it's from Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks. He goes, Israelis and Palestinians kill each other over which sky god they pretend to speak to, and it's politically incorrect to point out there is no human god, let alone one that favors Jews or Muslims. All this violence over the equivalent of which character they like better in the MCU. Wow, that would have been pretty edgy in the 90s. This is Cenk's way of doing both siderism and pretending he's calling out religion, like he's being edgy by calling out religion. No, you're just being wrong. You're just being 1,000% wrong. Cenk, you just built a straw man and then you blamed a genocide for it. That's what he did. And I don't think the Palestinians need a sky god to know they don't want their homes destroyed. That's what we're dealing with, Cenk. Not people fighting over a sky god. Here we are, is colonialism. They're occupying. Aaron Matei says, my God tells me that this is the worst tweet of all time.
He's done it again. He's done it again. That is a foul. You fucking little bastard. He does it. He's done it again. You dirty bastard. You've done it again.
So we every time Cenk tweets, we get to play that video. Every time Cenk tweets. Obscuring Israeli, Rania Kalik says, obscuring Israeli settler colonialism and apartheid by invoking the false ancient religious conflict angle is not something I expected from you. Rania, you expect every horrible shit lib thing that you could possibly think of from Cenk Uygur, because it's coming. He's either done it already or he's about to. Danny Haifong says, imagine taking this position knowing millions of Palestinians have been killed or displaced since 1948, then forced to live in colonial apartheid on their own land. Imagine what kind of a person you must be and what kind of opportunism you must engage in. Then do the opposite. Do the opposite of Cenk Uygur. You'll be a real human being. Most Zionists don't believe that God exists, but they do believe that he promised them Palestine. Just so you know, Cenk. That is an Israeli historian. Is that Ian? How do you spell his name? Ian Pape? Or Jan Pape? Is that how you say it? He is an Israeli historian. He said most Zionists don't believe that God exists, but they do believe that he promised them Palestine. There you go. Is never bringing anything useful to this discourse your brand? That's what Clark says to Cenk. Cenk Uygur is a Bill Maher Democrat. Boy. I like how it says translate that tweet. Isn't that funny? He's a shit lib. They're wrong about everything. They're Republicans. They're basically Republicans. They're Reagan Democrats. That's what they are. You ever feel like you should leave a tweet in the drafts overnight just to see how you feel about it in the morning? 4,000 likes. Cenk's own nephew, Hassan Piker, he went to Cenk's thread to ratio him. It's so bad. Cenk's own family can't put up with his bullshit anymore. Cenk's own family. So I'm going to show you. Here's Cenk's tweet. 2,000 likes. Here's his nephew. His nephew just dips his head in and says, day 3,500 likes. He ratios Cenk in his own fucking thread. I don't even know what he was getting ready to say. Was he getting ready to say Dayum? What was that?
No, Jimmy,
what is that?
I think, unless I'm mistaken, but I think that means uncle.
Oh, is that what that means? Uncle?
Yeah. So he's saying.
So he's saying, uncle, fucking stop it. That's what he's saying. Oh,
yes,
now I get it.
I believe so.
I didn't know what that was. So that must be Turkish?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Ron. It's a good thing you're here, Ron. I would have looked like an even bigger idiot. So there he is. He's saying uncle. Oh, that's what that means. Okay. I knew it wasn't good. I knew whatever it was. It was, especially when I saw the dots. It's like, dude, fucking cut it out. I thought he was like, that was like him saying like, damn, dude, whatever. It was one of those things. He's saying something. So he's saying uncle. He's saying uncle.
Yeah, I mean, I had to Google it. I didn't just know that.
Why doesn't it say translate that tweet? That's where it should say translate.
Fair question.
Let's translate that shit. But there it is. There he is. He fucking ratioed Jenkins his own goddamn, and all he had to do was say that. I think it's time you did a wellness check on your uncle.
Beth's one of my favorite Twitter accounts.
Yeah, I love Beth.
Just in general. Her Twitter account's so great.
This squirrely guy, he says, you dumb motherfucker. The Palestinian Liberation Organization was founded and led by secular socialists and Marxists like Ghassan Kanafani, who Israel assassinated. Let me read that again. You dumb motherfucker, Cenk Uygur. The Palestinian Liberation Organization was founded and led by secular socialists and Marxists like Ghassan Kanafani, who Israel assassinated. And so you think Cenk, after being told this, would then go take that tweet down or maybe add a tweet apologizing? He did not do either of those things. He doubled down. Here's from Nick is a Fred Hampton Left. It says, I am once again asking, why do people watch TYT? I guess they can't get MSNBC at their house. I guess CNN doesn't come in clear on their cable. I don't know why they would do that. Why would you watch TYT when you could just watch MSNBC or CNN? Why would you do that? Caitlin Johnstone says, hey, Cenk, 2006 called, and it says you're a cockface who everyone hates. Wow. Ron, I did not think Cenk Uygur could get even dumber, worse, and louder at the same time, but he did all three.
Yeah. I mean, that tweet, it kind of has, this was Frankenstein by a really bad focus group vibes. Like they just got together and they were just like, we'll do a both sides thing, but then make it about religion, and then, oh yeah, you can't lose with that one.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, make you get everybody who hates religion to like your tweet.
And here's, and this is kind of the theme of what we've been talking about. When you, we talked about this last week, where those kind of conversational barriers, those walls are crumbling. They're crumbling. It's complicated. That wall is crumbling. It's anti-Semitic. No, it isn't. And that wall is crumbling. Like, those walls are crumbling, and people are showing up. 25,000 people showed up at a protest in Los Angeles. They shut down the Israeli embassy in Boston. People are finally breaking through on this issue. And so when you are somebody like a Mark Ruffalo or a Bernie Sanders or a Cenk Uygur, it's so important you don't just toe the establishment line, because we all know the establishment is going to be last. They always are. They always have their agenda. So when you have power, like millions and millions of followers, it means so much if you follow the tide of public opinion and follow the tide of evolution of thought, instead of just beating the drum for the establishment. So and that's what makes it so frustrating.
Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.